All right, and we are back in the lobby bar for the week of August the 8th, 2022. Brian and Michaela here with you. We are on our way in to see Bullet Train, but Michaela, before we do that, we should probably whip something up, to have in the lobby bar this week. What'd you bring
We
for me? What'd you bring for
we
us?
should. I brought some fun drinks. I brought us a flight of mimosas.
Oh, okay. I am a big fan of the flight. I like flights of beer. I like flights of port, and I'm probably going to like a flight of mimosas. So, Michaela, what is the deal with a mimosa flight?
So a mimosa, for anybody that doesn't know, okay, it is just some sparkling wine or champagne or prosecco mixed with a fruit juice. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
basically all it is. All right. Now you can get really fancy, and if you get even more fancy, it turns itself into a Bellini if you like freeze it and things like that. We're not doing any of that. This is just a mimosa. It
Mm,
is great for brunching. It's
yes.
great for where it's really warm, and maybe you don't want to like dip into a margarita. You don't want it to be too boozy, but you want to be able to drink a
Hmm.
lot of these, or it's a good way to cut the alcohol and add some flavor, and it's still really great. And you don't need really expensive bubbles to do this,
No.
right? In fact,
Yeah.
my favorite is Wycliffe. It's like $6 a bottle. It's made in California somewhere. It is not
Hmm.
champagne because it's not made in France. It's super cheap, but if you add something to it, it does the job. It's an amazing mimosa bubble option
Yeah.
rather than
Yeah.
spending $50 on, champagne. You don't have to do that. So,
Yeah, for sure. I think the classic mimosa bubble is going to be prosecco, but I always almost use cava, and it's for the same reason as you. It's the quality is usually good, and the price is usually just right and perfect. If you're going to be throwing some juice into it anyway. But yeah, this flight, Michaela, I am only familiar with the traditional, the orange juice and
right.
sparkly. That's the mimosa I know. That's what you get bottomless ones of. That's
Yeah.
that's the one I know and love. But what are you doing in the flight for us today?
Well, let me enlighten you. We're going to do four options today. The first being peach. You can buy, I like the organic because it's going to have a little bit of the mouthfeel of a peach. It's not just the juice, so it's a little bit thicker, which is going to
Hmm.
change the mouthfeel of this entire mimosa a little bit. But I really like that because if you use fresh orange juice, the same thing's going to happen because you have the pulp from the orange juice. So the first one we're going to try is peach, followed
Okay.
by watermelon, followed by the
Okay.
traditional orange juice one, and then the last one will be cranberry. Now, the way to do this is really kind of however you want to. Okay, there are no set rules in making a mimosa, but what I would say is, say you have a champagne glass. You're going to fill it up halfway, half to three quarters of the way with your bubbles. And then you're just going to top it up with an ounce or whatever of your juice of choice. Now, some people like theirs really sweet, which means you're going to want to use less bubbles unless you're using really sweet bubbles.
Hmm.
You're going to want to use less bubbles and more flavors. Some people just want to splash to put in and give it some extra color. It really kind of depends. I'm really a three quarters of a cup full of bubbles and then a splash kind of girl, but that's because I really like my bubbles. So it just depends on how you want to make it.
Yeah, that's right. You do you out there. Do whatever ratio suits your needs the best. But yeah, these all sound very delicious. And I want to give a shout out because you actually had this flight yesterday at Queen City Craft and Gourmet, which is a restaurant here in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's excellent. If you happen to be a local listener, go check them out. We want to make sure, give the shout out to them for the idea of this excellent mimosa flight. Which one was your favorite, though, Michaela? You said peach, watermelon, traditional orange, and cranberry. What was the go-to? What are you making up for our next brunch?
So I'm gonna do peach. I really like that in the summertime. I think it's very
Mhm.
refreshing. The watermelon was also really good, but with the watermelon for me, I want it to be a little bit. I like the mouthfeel of the watermelon. So
Mhm.
they used just a juice versus like pressed watermelon juice. So it was a little bit too. It was just bubbles and some color, but it tasted nice. But I for the whole bang the whole package of mouthfeel and sweetness and flavorful, I am going to go for peach. And if anybody else has any others that flavored juices that they've added and used in the past, I've heard of a pineapple one that I've not tried before, but that sounds kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, give us a shout. Let us know.
Yeah, let us know. And those sound delicious, and I'm looking forward to having one of those next time we get together for an overpriced breakfast. But what were people getting together for this week, Michaela? That is Bullet Train. It led the way, of course, new release, just over $30 million for the week, which is a pretty good turnout, I think, for Bullet Train, this heist ninja action sort of thing coming in. $30 million. It knocked everything basically down a peg. DC League of Super Pets, Nope, Thor, and Minions to round out the top five. But $30 million, I think that might be a hair ahead of what we kind of expected. For it certainly did better than League of Super Pets last week. So people seem to be pretty high on this one, Michaela.
Yeah. Well, again, it's got a lot of actors in it that I think everybody was looking forward to see. I love Brad Pitt, and I'm so glad that he's doing a lot. He seems to be back into it, doing movies again. He took a little bit of time off, I think, either that or I just slept for 3 years. So I'm really glad to see him back in action. I hear it's kind of like Brad Pitt's John Wick, only less violent is what I hear than the John Wick. And I think it's just got a different feel. It's a fun ride the way that John Wick was a lot of fun. But just a very kind of different feeling around it. Less dark, a lot more colorful and bright. So I'm excited about it. And I'm really glad that it's doing well, because I think a lot of work and money was put into this film to film it the way that it was done.
Yeah, it looks really good in the previews. And like I said, we're going to see that, here after we head out of the lobby bar. So look for a full episode on that next week. And you're going to want to go ahead and grab some sake and get that ready, because you're going to need that for the cocktail. And it is a delicious one. So excited to share that with everyone and excited to see that movie. What do we got for our yearly box office standings? No change really, but Top Gun Maverick is up to $662 million, which is good enough to move it into 7th place all time in the U.S. box office. It pulled ahead of Titanic. So kudos to you, Top Gun, there on that important milestone. And what do we have coming this week, Michaela? It's a couple things I was not very familiar with. We have new releases, Mac and Rita and Summering. Do you know anything about Mac and Rita or Summering, Michaela?
I do. So I'm a big fan of Diane Keaton. Diane Keaton is in Summering. I'm sorry. Diane Keaton is in Mac and Rita. What am I saying? Not the same film at all. And I'm really excited to see her, because she's one of my kind of heartfelt darlings. Pretty much everything she's in, she's really quirky and fun. And I'm actually this is kind of a neat take on living your life. And it's set in Palm Springs, California, which is a beautiful place to be. It's a beautiful place to shoot. So I'm really hoping that we get some really great sweeping scenes of the California mountains and some desert. So I'm kind of excited to see this. I don't know if I'm going to go to a theater to watch it or if I'm going to wait. But I am definitely going to be looking at it.
Yeah, it seems like a good rental or watch streaming for me. Maybe I'll have to check that out. See, it's kind of this riff on like I don't know, Trading Places kind of tale there. And then we also have Summering coming out, which looks like it is kind of a modern take on the Stand By Me, kind of that classic, kind of this coming of age for this group of kids. Some girls here, the weekend before they're off to start up in middle school, so they go kind of on this one last adventure. So seems like it's going to have a lot of Stand By Me vibes. So that could be interesting too. Don't know if I'll make it out to see that one or not, but probably want to check that out. We'll see what the reviews have to say about that after this weekend. But one we are going to see, this isn't a wide release. I think it might be only playing at Regal theaters, because it's definitely playing at ours. We've been keeping our eyes on it. We got our tickets. We are going to see E.T. is being re-released on the IMAX screen. It's going to be amazing. We're going to eat all of the Reese's Pieces. We're going to see E.T. We're going to phone home. We're going to do all that stuff. Definitely looking forward to seeing that one, Michaela.
Yes. I'm so excited. My son has actually never seen E.T. Because I knew that right around the time the 45th anniversary was coming around, he would be just old enough to kind of understand it. And so I've been saving it for him. So we're super excited to get to watch it on the big screen. And I'm probably going to cry my little eyes out, because it's so emotional.
There is a 100% chance of that. But yeah, definitely looking forward to that and definitely looking forward to checking out a couple of these other ones. So let us know if you're going to be making it out to the theater. Let us know if you are off to see Bullet Train. But now, Michaela, you better grab all that extra bubbles and I'm going to grab some fruit juice because we better head in because the movie's about to start.
And we will see everybody next time on the Lobby Bar.